Good Sunday evening, folks. I'm NTV Chief Meteorologist Eddie Sheerr. 8:30 now on our Sunday evening. I wanted to talk about the weather that's due in for tomorrow night, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as it looks like it's going to be quite messy across much of Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. If you've got some travel plans for tomorrow, you're going to be okay. The snow will not arrive until tomorrow night, and then things turn messy as we go through our Tuesday. All from an area of low pressure currently taking shape over the southeastern part of the United States. Doesn't look all that impressive now, but it's going to become fairly impressive as it develops over the Cabot Strait later tomorrow and Tuesday, and really ramps up Tuesday night into Wednesday. Ahead of this, though, lots of moisture already in play from this area of low pressure. We've got rain extending from Florida, the eastern Gulf of Mexico, off the coast of New England, and even off the coasts of Nova Scotia and southeastern Newfoundland. So the ingredients are kind of coming together for what's going to be a pretty long duration and impactful winter weather event, which will start tomorrow night and linger through Wednesday. Satellite and radar now, though, aside from some rain showers on the Avalon Peninsula and some snow flurries across western Newfoundland, it's very quiet out there, and it will stay that way through tomorrow. Temperatures warm across most of Newfoundland, above freezing. Same thing across Nova Scotia, but there's that Arctic air across Labrador, and that's going to play a role in the forecast because some of that works its way southward overnight. Many areas tomorrow are going to struggle to get above freezing for afternoon highs, and then we see the warm air that's across the Newfoundland and parts of Nova Scotia now pushing offshore, but that comes back into play Tuesday and Wednesday, which is why we are going to see such messy weather. So here's Futurecast. We'll start us off tomorrow morning. Nothing happening as we go through the morning hours tomorrow, and really nothing happening until tomorrow evening. But the rain that's offshore changes to snow by tomorrow evening as that Arctic air currently across Labrador presses south across Newfoundland. Tomorrow night, as this cold front and warm front combination begin to lift northwards as an area of low pressure develops near the Carolina coasts in the U.S., the snow is going to work its way onto the Avalon. So tomorrow evening, light to moderate snowfall will develop on the Avalon Peninsula, and that pushes back to the west. By Tuesday morning, many areas of the Avalon Peninsula and adjacent areas of eastern Newfoundland and the south coast waking up to moderate to heavy snowfall. So Tuesday morning, good chance of a delayed opening for schools and businesses, especially across eastern areas of Newfoundland. But this warm front, this is kind of going to be our enemy because this is what's going to move north and change that snow over to rain through a period of ice pellets or freezing rain. And by 6 o'clock Tuesday morning, we can already see that change happening around Trepassey Bay and the extreme southeast Avalon. But through the day Tuesday, this area of low pressure is going to intensify. By noon, that warm front has worked up across the Burin Peninsula and the Avalon Peninsula. So in the morning hours, we see snow 6, 7 o'clock a.m., going over to 3 to 4 hour period of ice pellets and freezing rain, and eventually rain by Tuesday afternoon on the Avalon, Burin Peninsulas, and eventually the Bonavista Peninsula as well, but that may hold off until after lunchtime. That being said, the snow that does fall Monday night into Tuesday morning is going to be significant. By midday Tuesday, much of Newfoundland, especially west of where we see that mix line, is seeing moderate to heavy snowfall. Tuesday afternoon, though, that warm front continues its push back to the west, and it looks like many areas of the south coast, eastern Newfoundland, pushing into central, have seen the snow changing over to freezing rain, ice pellets, and eventually rain. By 6 o'clock Tuesday evening, even central is seeing that messy mix. West coast, especially south of, let's say, Rocky Harbor, seeing that messy mix too. And as this low passes through the Cabot Strait Tuesday night, many areas of Newfoundland, especially south of the Northern Peninsula, are going to see snow changing over to rain, and it's going to rain quite heavily in spots once we do get that changeover, especially on the south coast and Burin Peninsula. Northern Peninsula, though, Tuesday night, southeastern Labrador, seeing moderate to heavy snowfall, and as we go through Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, snow begins to end on the west coast and into central, or although rain showers, it looks like we're still seeing in central Tuesday morning, and it's still snowing in southeastern Labrador. Now, this low could track a little farther east or a little farther west, but generally, the gist of the forecast does not look like it's going to change a whole lot. Now, Wednesday morning, areas of central and eastern Newfoundland waking up to rain, but as that cold front moves offshore, it will end as a brief period of snow, perhaps tacking on a few centimeters of additional accumulation. it looks like by Wednesday evening the snow is also beginning to taper down in Labrador. So what many folks want to know is how much snow are we going to see? Well, this is a forecast from the GEM model from Environment Canada of how much snow we see from tomorrow night through Wednesday evening. On the Avalon Peninsula, it looks like we get 10 to 15 centimeters before the changeover, so enough to shovel before we get any sort of mixing with freezing rain, or ice pellets Tuesday morning. As we go back farther to the west, it looks like much of Newfoundland west of the Avalon will see between 15 and 30 centimeters of snow before we get any changeover. On the northern peninsula, it may very well stay snow for most of the event. And into southeastern Labrador, it looks like a widespread 15 to 30 centimeters with lesser amounts as we go back to the west. As far as freezing rain goes, it looks like some areas are definitely going to pick up a few millimeters of freezing rain, between 2 and 5 or 6, maybe 10 in spots. The freezing rain isn't going to stick around that long, and temperatures should come above freezing after the period of freezing rain, so I don't suspect this is going to be a major freezing rain event, but it is going to be enough to make things slippery, especially during the Tuesday morning to midday Tuesday time frame, when it looks like many areas are going to see at least a 3 to 4 hour period of freezing rain from near just south of Corner Brook, south coast into central onto the Avalon Peninsula, and it looks like it kind of stays away from the northeast coast. The other issue is going to be rainfall, because it looks like once we see the snow changing over to rain through that period of frozen mix, there is going to be very significant rainfall, especially in the Burin Peninsula, where the computer is forecasting 50 to 75 millimeters of rain, lesser amounts on the south coast and lesser amounts on the Avalon, but the southwest Avalon kind of gets into that as well, right around Placentia Bay. And as we get up toward the metro, it looks like 20 to 30 mils of rain after 10 to 15 centimeters of snow, and lesser amounts of rain as we go up towards Gander, where it looks like it's in the 10 to 20 range. Maybe not a whole lot out into Grand Falls, Windsor, and it looks like the west coast may stay predominantly snow, although I think that rain line is probably going to be a little farther north than what this computer is thinking. Corner Brook maybe in for 5 or 10 mils of rain once we see most of the snow being done with. Not sure how much freezing rain is going to fall there, and it looks like no rain in Labrador this go around. So that's kind of what the whole gist of this thing is. It's going to be messy. It starts tomorrow night. In summation, snow starts tomorrow night on the Avalon Peninsula, pushes its way back toward northeastern Newfoundland by Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, we see that snow working its way back across central and western Newfoundland, while southeastern areas see a change to rain by lunchtime through a period of ice pellets and freezing rain. As far as snow day goes, I would say pretty good chance for central and western Newfoundland. Eastern areas, maybe. Delay looks likely, but because we get that changeover mid-morning, perhaps just a delay, and maybe schools and businesses are going to reopen during the second half of the day. If you're traveling Tuesday, like me, it looks like if you have afternoon flights, you should be okay, as it looks like the winds on the Avalon not going to be all that strong. Afternoon flights from Gander and Deer Lake probably going to be impacted pretty strongly. As we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, ferry operations to Labrador and to Nova Scotia probably going to be impacted as well. Probably Tuesday through Wednesday. Winds for many areas of southern and western Newfoundland going to gusts near 100 kilometers an hour Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. Those core of the highest wind speeds, that core of highest wind speeds may stay west of the Avalon. So that's basically kind of what it looks like right now. That was the quick summation, but again, I just went through 8 minutes of video discussing what I think is going to happen. Hopefully you found this quite informative, and I'm not going to write a full-long essay on this one because I'm going to do that tomorrow, and it's 8:30 on Sunday, and I just want to go upstairs and relax in the basement now at home. But I'll definitely have an in-depth update on this for you tomorrow on the news, and before then on Facebook and Twitter, and then there'll be a text write-up as well. All right, folks, have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow on social and on the news.